All right, joining us this morning, Dr. George Nicopolis. Many people know him just as Dr. Nick, Elvis's personal physician. Doc, thanks for coming on this morning.
My pleasure.
He's joining us. First of all, he's written a book, but I want to ask you some questions before we get to that. Talk about your time with Elvis. The first time you met him, what were the circumstances?
I happened to be on call for the group of doctors that I worked for. It was on a weekend, and Elvis had been in town for about a week and had one of his wild hairs where he bought everybody that worked for him horses and trailers and stuff. They'd been horseback riding, and he had a problem with riding for a week. He had a lot of soreness, and actually he had saddle sores. He was trying to get out of going back to California to do a movie he was supposed to start.
So you treated him?
Right. And
then after that, he liked the relationship so much he became his personal physician, or?
I think so. His doctor happened to be out of town the first time that I saw him, and he was living in California. And when he moved back to Memphis, I became his personal physician.
Okay. When he died, a lot of people blame the prescription drugs. Is that what killed Elvis Presley?
No, drugs had nothing to do with his death.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. That was proven and shown in my book from the toxicology studies that were done.
Did he have a drug dependency issue?
He only had a drug dependency issue one time after he came into Memphis real sick after receiving acupuncture from a physician out in California for 6 months. Well, he wasn't really getting acupuncture, he was getting shots of medications that he got addicted to.
Okay. And did you try to help him with his dependency?
Yeah, I got him in touch with the rehab people here in town that treat these things, and got him off everything all together.
Were you there when they did the autopsy?
Yes, I was in the room with him.
A lot of people say this: Elvis is alive. That is obviously not possible if you were there for his autopsy. Why do people say he is?
I don't know. I've tried to figure that out. I guess that, like all of us that loved him, we just didn't want to lose him, and I guess a lot of it is to do with making money and writing books.
Yeah, I've talked to some of those people who've written some of those books, and they have some eerie coincidences and things like that, and I guess they make a decent case. But if you were in the autopsy room when it was done. Dr. Nick, let me ask you about your book, Your Life with Elvis. What do you hope people will get from this book?
I wanted to get a feel of the kind of person that Elvis was and what he actually gave back to his fans and to music. He changed music, and I don't think it's really appreciated what he contributed towards this.
How close were you guys?
We were like we went to school together all our lives. I mean, we used to shoot marbles together or something. We just very close.
Did you go on some of the road trips?
I went on most of the road trips.
Is that right?
Yeah. Which caused a little dissension with my partners because they thought this was a vacation, and it wasn't really a vacation taking care of so many people.
Why did you decide to write this book now? Have you been working on it for a while, or?
Well, I tried to write a book before, several years after he died, and I hadn't read any of the other books, but they were brought up in preparation for some of my trials, and there was so much trash written, and his name was trash, and I just didn't like what was going on, and the publishers that I talked to wouldn't let me write the book the way I wanted to write the book. They wanted to sensationalize it and make it look like he was an addict, and I just want to set the record straight.
Okay, and you do that in the King and Dr. Nick, what really happened to Elvis and me. You set the record straight in this book?
I think so.
Okay. Well, Dr. Nick, thanks for coming on. Good to talk to you.
My pleasure.
And we will be right back. This is Good Morning Memphis on Fox 13 on a Monday morning.